John, why don't somebody around here leak that the vice president is upset with the president about Gaza?
And that's a great question, because I mean, if I could answer a question why somebody would leak, I mean, that would make me pretty smart and a lot smarter than I am. Let me just give me a second here. You've seen us officially and on the record, not in a leak, refute the basic premise of the story, that there's some sort of daylight between the vice president and the president. I found the headline of the story interesting, that the vice president is pushing the White House to, you fill in the blank, XYZ. Last I looked, the vice president is part of the White House. She's part of the team. And if she wasn't offering her advice and counsel to the president on innumerable issues, that would be a story. Her job is to provide advice and counsel to the president.
Oh, great Odin's raven!
So she does want President Biden to show more concern publicly for humanitarian damage then in Gaza.
I think we've already pushed back on the premise of the story that there's some sort of daylight between her and the president. I would say that the entire leadership team here in the administration, Peter, wants to see no civilian casualties, wants to see the Israelis be more surgical, more precise, wants to see that humanitarian aid is increased into Gaza. And obviously, as the vice president has said herself, we all want to make sure that Israel has the tools and capabilities they need to defend themselves.
Is President Biden okay?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, is he? That's good. That's a big story for us. Is the president okay that people from the vice president's team are going to the press with this?
The president is comfortable and confident that in Vice President Harris he has a real teammate and a significant leader who understands the foreign policy direction that he's trying to take this country and our leadership on the world stage, and is candid, forthright, educated, smart, and willing to tell him exactly what she thinks. I'm not going to talk about what her advice and counsel is to the president. I would just tell you that the entire leadership team here all understands the importance of making sure Israel is more precise, more cautious, and more deliberate in their targeting, even as we are sure and certain that Israel continues to need our security assistance and support to go after Hamas.
Thank you, Karine. CNN is reporting that, according to U.S. intelligence assessment, that nearly half of the Israeli munitions dropped on Gaza are imprecise, what they call a dumb bomb. Does this support what the president said yesterday, that the Israelis are using indiscriminate bombing in Gaza? What's your reaction to that?
I cannot confirm the reporting of that. I'd refer you to the Israeli Defense Forces to talk about the types of munitions. I would refer you to the Israeli Defense Forces to speak to the types of munitions that they're dropping and the strikes that they're conducting. I've said, I don't know how many times here, I'm not going to armchair quarterback every single strike and every single attack that they conduct.
Wow, that was good TV.
Thanks. I want to ask you about inflation. So you mentioned the price of eggs, milk, and gas are down over the past year, but what do you say to Americans who are looking at the month that President Biden came into office? Eggs are up 24%, milk is up 17%, all types of gas is up 37%, and the prices overall are up 17%.
So the president actually spoke to this not too long ago, I believe on Tuesday, actually.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Just a couple days ago, and he says we know there's more work to be done, right? And that things are still unaffordable. And so while the prices, as you just mentioned, of eggs and gas and milk and toys and TVs are down, especially in this time as we're headed into a holiday season, as we're in a holiday season, there's more work to be done. And that's important. And that's why we're fighting to lower insulin. That's why we talk about junk fees and how we can save Americans money, right? That's why we continue to talk about health insurance premiums. That's why the president's going to make an announcement about what we were able to do with one of the provisions that's in the Inflation Reduction Act that only Democrats voted for, not Republicans.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
In order for seniors to get rebates on their Medicare. So all of those things are truly important. And so that's why he's doing everything that he can to do that. And you have Republicans on the other side of the aisle, right, who are talking about cutting taxes for the wealthy, big corporations, right, who are talking about cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. So the president's going to continue to fight for the American people, continue to make sure they have a little bit of breathing room. Is there more work to be done? Absolutely. But we have seen some prices go down in all of the products that I just listed. We have. There's still more work to be done, and we're going to continue to do that work.
But I want to ask you about
Right,
the
over the past,
transition.
and that matters, right? It matters
But
that we're
since
not
President
in,
Biden
no,
came into
wait,
office, his
wait, it
policies-
matters, let's not forget what has been happening almost 2 years now.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Right, Putin's war
That was a year into the president's
right, but that has
administration.
caused inflation, that has caused prices to go up, right? And so the president took action to make sure gas prices went down, which they have, right? And we're coming out of this pandemic. So all of those things have been part of where inflation is, but inflation is moderating. The president's going to continue to make sure that we lower cost and lower prices on those goods that you just listed out.
I want to ask you about the transition. The White House is asking today to speed up the transition to Force Electric, and one of the things they announced is the federal employees would take the train. It's 250 miles. There's a list of things. I'm wondering if the president is thinking about making the Beast electric.
Are you kidding me?
So that's certainly a question for GSA and Secret Service, obviously, but we are committed to boosting public and private access to electric vehicles, and today's announcement would save taxpayer dollars and help tackle the climate crisis. But as it relates to the Beast, that's something for GSA and Secret Service to speak to.
Members would take the train?
That,
to New York?
again, I would refer you to GSA and also the Secret Service as it relates to the Beast and any other questions. Go ahead.
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
A few things, just to follow up on, you mentioned the concerns of the Hispanic caucus and some other groups. Have they now been contacted by White House officials and read into the ongoing conversations?
We've been in touch with them. That's what I can say is we've heard their concerns. We've had conversations. We've been in regular touch. I'm not going to go into details about the conversation.
A few other things. You keep mentioning how the House has left town. Would the president consider postponing any Christmas vacation plans of his own if there's no deal on Ukraine?
Can you hear me now?
We're hoping that a deal is done. I can't talk about changes in the president's schedule. We still have a week left, right, before that happens. We know that the conversation is going well, right? It's going in the right direction, we believe. We're encouraged by that. The president's team was on the Hill yesterday and also today, and I'm sorry, also Tuesday. And so that's encouraging. That's encouraging. And that's what we're going to focus on. I just don't have anything, we don't have anything to share on the president's schedule. He's going to go, as you know, to Milwaukee on Wednesday, and on Tuesday he's going to go to the National Cathedral to give some words on behalf of Sandra Day O'Connor.
I'm out of here.